Hey, good morning, everyone. It is 10:30 and it's time for me to wake up. This is where I camped last night. Right alongside the road here. Let's see. I was right along the road. Couldn't see much, kind of a busy road with the motorcycles being out and going wherever they're going. But I was able to locate and this nice little spot right here. So it was a nice peaceful camp after the traffic died down, but as you can hear, it's pretty steady again. So it's time for me to get up and start thinking about heading up north. My trip is coming to a closure. I mean, my trip around the peninsula, this trip. There's always a trip after a trip. And I'm heading for Kota Baru, which I do believe is, I don't really have a signal here, but let's see how many kilometers I still have to get. Looks like Kota Baru is still 81 kilometers away, so I still got a good day's day, maybe even two, depending on how many times I stop within the day. But yeah, it's time for me to get up. There's a ghost town about 8 kilometers north from here that I would really like to check out. I just noticed it this morning when I was rolling out. And I'm just now rolling out. So, good morning all. And this was the wonderful spot I found last night. And we're back to camping and moving. One thing I thought I'd mention about my tarp setup before I ripped down camp, because we had a discussion on it once, I think on the Telegram board, or maybe in the comments section, is this fabric right here on the, this rain fly on the Hennessy hammock that it comes with. This is the smaller one, which is barely big enough to give you coverage, you know. It's definitely pretty. You want everything that you own wrapped up in bags if you think it's going to rain. But the fact is when you get into your hammock, regardless of how much you actually cinch it down, I mean, even if you put like a trekker's hitch in it and get it nice and tight, you're going to have some sag, and that sag is going to cause you to move farther away from the tarp. And if you start sitting too far underneath a small tarp like this, small rain fly like this, then any type of slight breeze is going to take that rain and feed it up underneath your tarp, and it's going to soak everything that's underneath it. That's including the hammock and you underneath it. So in bad weather, you want to try and get this a lot tighter. Even just the smallest breeze can actually do it with something this small. So how do you stop that? Because when you tie off the rain tarp, they do come with these clips that allow it to actually not sag too far away. But the thing is these clips are just basically good for the initial first adjustment. They're pretty useless after that. It does stop it from swaying too far, but as you see, I tied off down below. And I know quite a few hammock campers do this. So your initial one's up here. At first it's going to be very tight, but when you get in, you're going to sag down. This is all going to sag down with it, and even your tarp's going to loosen up to a certain degree. But yeah, that's the only real solution that we've found is, and when you tie off, you're going to have to go to one side or the other. So if you initially do this side, if you have the fabric laying over the line, the ridge line here on this side, then you want to kind of even it out by doing the opposites on the other side. So on this side, I have it on the opposite side. See, it's on this side. So one on this side and on the other side is on the opposite side. That stops it from when you're tightening down, when you tighten down your lines to get to stretch your tarp out nice and tight. You're not getting it pulled all on one direction. So if you overlap it both on one side, like if these were both on this side, and you pull, you're going to end up offsetting this where you're sitting, offsetting your hammock, where you're not even underneath the hammock, underneath the rain fly at all. And yeah, you can see that I have it pretty tight now. So yeah, that's the only solution I could figure out. And it was from a different hammock camper that was tying it off that way. So, you know, I just basically took note of what he did and I did the same. And yeah, so I just wanted to kind of throw that in for the other hammock campers that might be having the same problem. Your other solution is to get a bigger rain fly. But even then, sometimes you want that rain fly pretty down, like my hex fly is pretty big. All right, guys, I just want to throw that in real quick. It still took up 4 minutes, but there's a little note on the rain flies. All right, one last look at camp. We're all set up. We're gonna go. Its official start time is 12:24. I'm heading for a ghost town called Taman Ilmu. I guess that's how it's pronounced, but looks like it's 8.3 kilometers away. So let's hit the road, guys. Do some exploring. And I'll try and do a live stream from there if I can. Because it would be kind of cool. Since I missed the live stream this morning. This is one busy road. I'm just pulling into here to the, well, I think it's pronounced Taman Ilmu. I don't know how the LLMU is supposed to actually be pronounced. But it's listed as a ghost city. One of the locals told me to keep going over that way, but I don't know if he thinks I was trying to get out of here, like I might be lost back here. So I'm gonna head over towards the main structure, which is, and it's already looking like a ghost town. So this is more direct. The main structure right there is also supposed to be abandoned, but he might have been telling me the right direction. He told me to take the road over there. So this could be, this out here could just be blocked off, which it looks like it is. So he's probably giving me good instructions. If you actually look, so if you look at it on Google Maps, it has a very, very weird structure with the roads being like in a circle. And, you know, not like a grid pattern, but like big circles. And I don't know what the reason behind that is. But yeah, it looks like he was telling me the truth. Here, it looks like this area might be actually blocked off. And I'm assuming that's probably blocked off too. So I'll go back and take the road. He actually, let's see. I'll probably go down this way. Let's go exploring. Okay, yeah, he's right. There's a big ditch right here. Looks like where they've been dumping garbage and burning it. And that I don't really want to go through. Because although I could probably get down there and back up, that could be not the last one to be run into. So I think he was just giving me friendly directions on how to actually get to the to that structure right there. That's the main center part, whatever that building it was. And let's see, let's zoom in on it. It's huge, but also I think it's just abandoned. From the pictures on Google Maps, it's just showing this whole area has been like abandoned, and it's listed as a ghost town. So it looked interesting. It was over by the campground I was supposed to be going to yesterday, which is just more over by the shoreline, but it's right next to here. So this morning I was just checking out the area and I was like, "Ooh, ghost town." And I looked at some of the pictures on Google Maps. I was like, ah, yeah, I got to go check this out. So that's what I'm doing, a little urban exploring. So it looks like we have some apartments, buildings that are actually down this way that that aren't fully abandoned. So like the whole area is not fully abandoned. It's definitely been forgotten about. It's like someone dumped a lot of money into this area and then probably just ran out of money, went bankrupt or something. So these buildings up here, which I just came in on this road over here, looks like there's still functioning water tower there. But this is not supposedly the way in. I don't know. Google Maps is wrong so much, I don't know. So these aren't fully abandoned. But there's definitely not as much occupation as it could definitely hold a lot more people than what are living in those over there. See if I can take... No, this road's been blocked off too. So yeah, these apartments look like there's a few cars. And I mean just a few. Like, you can count them on two hands or less. So this has been blocked off. I'll go take the road that Google Maps was saying to take in. But yeah, you can, just because there's curtains in the windows doesn't mean it's fully abandoned. But the windows aren't broken either. So that's a good indicator that, that's not fully abandoned. And the cars in the parking lot. And the mosque here, I heard some, they call it a prayer. So that seems to be still functioning, and that's one big tower, man. That is huge. Here we are again. Someone seemed to block this way off too. So, someone seemed to be burning that blockage too. So let's see. I could probably go around the mosque or around that curb. So I'm gonna figure out a way through, because I see a blockade farther down too. Just a blockade like this, but I don't really want to. I can get around this one. I'll just do that. Or I could try a different road in. Yeah, you can see where that one's been sawed off and then snapped over. So this is the second roadblock in. And this one I can't really get around, not easily. I'll go find a better way in. Well, the size and scope of this building right here, I guess it's a Taman Ilmu mosque, is ridiculously big. I mean, that thing is huge. Even that tower. I don't know. Here, let's see if I can get a scope of how big this. Yeah, let's get a nice close-up of the sign. But yeah, I'm gonna go down this road over here. But that building is humongous. You can get some of it. That is just huge. So anyway, yeah, no, you don't get the scope of how big that thing is. Not on this thing. That is one big building though. One big mosque. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can find a way into this abandoned structure back here somehow. It's over in this direction. One of these roads have to open up to it, but they're definitely trying to block off every entrance to get in. I don't know if that's to stop vagrancy or if they just want to flow in all the traffic through one entrance, which would make sense. That way they can control the people going in and out. Let's see. Let's see if this road actually goes anywhere. That one says stop, so if anything, I'll just beat a way through. You know, if everything is going to be blocked to get into it, I'll take one of these little dirt roads and just beat the bush to get back there. Well, I am literally at the last blockade. This is like the last road in that I could find, which I'm probably going to easily get over here in just a second. I just want to make sure when I stumble across into this side. Someone came out down here on their scooter, but I figured it's just a guy checking on his cattle because we have the cattle out here. But I'm just going to walk it in a little, and if everything looks cool, like the coast is clear and I'm not going to be stumbling into any active crime scene, you know what I say, as if it's safe enough for me to come on over, because there's no trespassing signs. There's no like no trespassing or anything, but they obviously don't want people in. Otherwise there wouldn't be so many blockades. And I understand the reason why is because this is a lot of damn money to invest in a place. And it's not super old because you can see the wind has removed some of the, or they just ran out of money, like this one. Wasn't able to complete the roof, but the concrete's still pretty new. You don't see a lot of growth. I mean, you see the natural growth of the plants, but the building's still in really good condition. And even though it's been abandoned, it's still, someone owns it, even if it's a bank. So I can understand why they would want to keep their property more or less, you know, safe by blocking all the entrances. Otherwise, the whole place would be just destroyed in a matter of a year by vandals and stuff like that. So it's more than anything, I'm pretty sure it's just a deterrent. But it's also the easiest way in that I found so far. It's just I can pull my bike up and over this curb. And most likely there's probably homeless people sleeping on the inside. I wouldn't see why not, because these blockades make a great deterrent for privacy. so, all right, guys, I'm gonna huck my bike over and cruise around a little. So this is not one of the main structures. This is one of just the outer buildings, and so I'm just gonna take a quick glimpse to see the degree of the damage of these buildings. That'll tell you, yeah, no, this is abandoned, because the drywall, which looks like they use drywall on an outer part of the building, which is not too smart. Yeah, it looks a lot worse from the inside than it did from the outside. And that's what it is. It looks like just they ran out of money and just were not able to complete it. I mean, the stairwells ways are not even completed. So much time and money was put into this place.
Looks like the light fixtures are not fully put in. Scrap metal about ready to fall from the ceiling. Wow, lots of time and effort. So much money. Look at this. Yeah, this is like, it doesn't even look like, this is going to be one of those structures that is, although so much money was put into actually building this, it's gotten to the point where it'll be cheaper just to tear it all down and start over than it would be to keep on trying to repair it into a functional. Wow, look at this, man. This is just one of the smaller outlying buildings. I have no idea what this was going to be at one. A government building of some type? Royal Palace? I don't know. Wow. Yeah, man. You can see where they just had to quit. That's weird. Why would you have a supporting beam with bricks? You don't use, oh well, anyway. Because that has no integrity structure. Bricks work like that. Anyway, now that I'm over the barrier, I'm going to run around and explore what I can. And I'll probably exit where I came in, where the stop signs were, and that kid, I'm assuming it was a kid. I don't think he looked like an official employee inside that shack, but I'll probably exit there just because that's probably the easiest way to exit. And let's see the inside of this bad boy. Oh, that is dark. I am not going in there. I could see on the camera, there's no way my eyes could adjust to the darkness. So anyway, the camera actually picked up more light than my eyes did. I was waiting for a ghoulie to come out and go, rah! Anyway, explore on. Well, my bike was falling over. And I was like, must be that stupid kickstand. And sure enough, look at this bad boy. That guy bent. Bent. Well, the kickstand stayed in the same position. The whole bicycle top was on top of it. Yeah, and that's a good bend too. So there goes that cheap kickstand. Luckily, I have that other one. I've been carrying it around like a hoarder. So I just take that one off, slap the other one on, because I knew eventually that one wasn't going to last too much longer. But the other one has a tendency to tip my bicycle over all the time, but it's stronger and it works. So that looks like that. Something I'll have to do here. Well, now. Okay, now that I fixed my kickstand, more or less, I'm coming up to the main structure here, the huge main structure. Like I said, that was just a small outlining building. This is the center of the mass right here. So, well, the one I was in, I don't think, could have been that one over there. So I wouldn't say I was in like a small one. This one's definitely bigger. a lot bigger. Let's see if I can figure out a way in. I mean, I'm already past the barrier, so everything else should be fairly easy. Those cows are scared. Trying to get a scope of this, how big this building is. Just went around the other side. I couldn't find a way through. Got right up against the building. Yeah, same way. Same way where the road just kind of comes to an end right here abruptly. Let's see if I can find a different way around. Yeah, right here. I'd say there, where's the entrance, but wow, okay. I'm starting to think that this was going to be one huge mosque. I think that's what it was going to be. Because of the design of the building and everything. That's why so much time and effort was being put in. And yeah, I'm almost positive this was going to just be one. Yeah, big, beautiful mosque. Wow, I would not want to climb that 5 times a day. I don't think the call is actually up there. They probably have the intercom that comes down, of course. Yeah, this thing's huge. Okay, let's see. See if we get a good picture here. Yeah, I have a feeling that this was going to be overflowing infinity pools. Let's see. I'm not going to go all the way up, but I just want to get a nice little picture here. The grounds. Yeah, wow. I guess all this is just falling apart, rusted. Okay. Wow, the windows are still there though. Wow, so much time and effort and money put into this. I'm gonna go up a little higher, but so you kind of get an idea of the surroundings here. But obviously I'm not going all the way to the top. There you guys go. Here's your view. And here's what the surrounding area looks like. Just super huge and open. Well, I'd really love to go exploring this a little more, guys. But the fact is it's like 3 o'clock and I've only gone 8 kilometers. So, my mic's not on. So, yeah, I've only gone 8 kilometers. So, I need to really think about hopping on my bicycle and putting down some kilometers and try and get somewhere, because eventually I'm going to have to find another spot to camp. And I mean, hell, I could camp here, but the fact is yeah, I gotta put some distance on these tires. Alright guys, that was my exploration of a little abandoned ghost town. I'm gonna hit the trails and push ahead. Hey, one last look guys and gals. It's about 4:23 right now. We're just coming into Besut. So I wanted to capture a little of the town. Looked kind of cool as I was coming in. And I wanted to slow down and just kind of do some filming. Let's see, let's turn around right here and see what this alley is all about. Oh wow, nice little houses. Here's one of the bridges you come in on. I came in a different way. Nice. Turn around. I don't hit anything and fall over here. Yeah, let's see. Let's keep going down this alley. It's like a pretty cool alley. Oh, this is a neat little town. A little bit of artwork on the buildings. Neat little structures. Yeah. That's a cool little town. Well, I really wasn't expecting this. Look at this. Oh, they painted this one up real good. Stop by and look at it real quick. Ah, it's cool painting. That's a nice little restaurant. That's pretty cool. And shops. Yeah, I wasn't really expecting this at all. Tours. Ah, there's an island probably outside. That's what it is. I mean, check on the maps. I bet you anything. There's a ferry that probably goes to an island. That's the reason why this town's so nice. Let's see. So yeah, there seems to be like two little islands right off the coast here. And there's a jetty here, a ferry terminal. But it doesn't have the dotted line on actual, on Google Maps showing it. But there's so many ways to book tours and ferries here that I'm almost positive that's what this is. So very touristy. Anyway, yeah, I actually think this is the jetty. I mean, it goes straight out. So I'll just walk out and see where this goes. All right, let's see what this is. Zero waste. Yeah, nature destination. Yeah, I'm not sure what this actually is. Maybe it's just a. Oh, there we go. It is a jetty access fee. As you can see, there's a lot of people going and staying, coming and going from the islands. So, yeah, I was just sitting there for a second, and a lot of people piled off the boats just coming in from the islands. I checked out the prices. There's some decent spots. I found one for 60 ringgit. Obviously, the tax would be 70 ringgit, which brings it down to about $17 US, so around the $20 limit range after all taxes and stuff. But really, I'm not here to do a touristy thing. I'm gonna finish up doing the peninsula. I'm sure the island's great, but I'm here to ride a bike, guys. So I'm gonna keep pedaling. I found a nice little restaurant here. I was actually just pulling back because on Google Maps they have this road still marked out, but it's been washed out. This road right here. Yeah, you can see that it's seen better days. And when I came down here, I just saw this nice little restaurant here. So I decided to drop in and get some noodle soup, beef noodle soup. And man, look at this view. Isn't that cool? I mean, they definitely got oceanfront. So yeah, I'm gonna look for a, after I get something to eat, this will be the first real meal I'm doing for the day. And then afterwards I'll start heading up the coast, along the coast, and just see what I can find. That's why I don't really need to go, to an island to see, this beauty right here. And I think everybody's heading off to these islands that you see in the background over there. But like I said before, I'm not really, I'm getting back to my roots and not doing the touristy thing as much, and just stick to what I know best, being a hobo. There we go, beef noodle soup with the iced tea. But the best part's the view. Let's see if I can get that view in there. Anyway, let's give it a shot. Yeah, good. Good for a meal, guys. All right, it's 5:30 now, and my belly is full of noodle soup. So, mission accomplished. Got something to eat. Now it's all about 7 o'clock is actually sunset at 7. So, right now it's all about scoping out camping areas and see what I can find here. I'd like to set something up before evening and maybe kick on my feet and do a little, YouTube work. That's how it always is. It's once the day's over, it's not really over. It's just beginning. The night's just beginning. So, okay, we move forward, guys. Let's do this. Just still coming along the beach here. I think this beach is called basically Wind Whistle Beach or something. Wind Whisper Beach. At least that's what it translates to English. I stopped by and I saw some laksa soup being sold alongside of it. So I got 2 things of laksa. They were 5 ringgit each, so that was a good deal. And I'm really starting to like laksa soup. And I'm not a big person on fish. I'm not a big fish eater too, that's the funny part, but I like laksa soup. So yeah, it was kind of neat. Just cruising down the street and ran into this. Hello! And yeah. So I'm still pushing ahead. I just thought I had to film this because, hello! Just because, man, it's pretty awesome down here. And I'm sure there's plenty of spots I can camp along the way here. Like look off over in here. The trees if I wanted to. It's got a beautiful beach. Everybody's down here. Kites. Kites seem to be the very big thing around here. And it's a really neat, like handmade kites that actually flap like a bird. So when they actually pull on the string, the wings actually flap on it, and they're handmade. I saw one kid assembling his, and you could tell he made it himself. And I thought it was really cool. I should have gotten a picture of it. Alright, this looks like the end of the road. I just recorded a bunch of stuff and I held down the stop button for too long, and that erases the last bit of whatever you're recording. Very handy function unless you do it by accident. So I didn't know this was the end, so I got to double back here, and I didn't give me much room, so I had no choice but to go down the sand here. So I got to double back a little bit, and that's okay. You can see the whole part that I just recorded and erased. Basically a nice little restaurant here, and a person selling kites. As I was just mentioning, the kites and the handmade kites that the people around here seem to be making. And there's some really nice ones. Look at these. But they're kind of shaped like the bird ones right there. I found a bathroom with a shower, so I'm all cleaned up. I rinsed out my boxers, cleaned up my boxers with some soap and water, because I ruined one of the pairs of boxers from washing them too much. When you're using like the same 2 pair and you're washing them all constantly, and wringing them, does a number on your fabric. So someone asked me, don't you have a backup pair of, underwear? And I was like, no, I did, but I ripped them. So I have to wash these by hand every chance I get, which is, anytime I go into the bathroom, I just have to be naked under my shorts for a while. That's all right. But anyway, I'm all cleaned up. That feels so much better. I rinsed out the sweat from my shirt, soap and water with this one, cleaned them up real good. And now I'm just going to go back down to the beach area and start searching for a camping spot. I only think there's like a half an hour at most, so 20 minutes before sunset, so it's kind of immediate. I'm gonna get an extra bottle of water, and that's it. But I'm all cleaned up, guys. I'm good. And that's what you have to do, if you can't find a shower. That one luckily had a shower. If not, I would have used the butt washer. Anyway, there's a way to stay clean and still be homeless. All right, let's hit the road. Okay, I'm pulling out the camera just because this is where I'm falling into something that says it's a campground. But I don't know, on satellite view it doesn't look like anything promising. So horses. There's a horse ranch out here. So I'm hoping there's like a park or something out here, or just some type of access to I haven't been finding any access to the actual beach itself, so hopefully this goes through. And it's starting to look a little more promising. We got abandoned structures, so yeah, that's promising. Ah, yeah. Oh, dude, I scored. Oh, yeah. I just scored. Hell yeah. Oops, I'll fall over. Okay. Yeah, this is the spot that was listed. Look at that. Well, I'm surprised. Because the park itself was called 1,000 Year? No. What the hell? It's not called 1,000 Year, is it? It says 1,000 Year. Okay, I'll just call it camping ground. 1,000 Year camping ground. Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera. I don't have my mic on and all that stuff, but I have no choice. These are coconut trees, and they all have widow makers in them, meaning they all have coconuts. So no coconut tree. I'll figure out something else to do. Dang. There you go. This. Sorry, I had to throw my mic on. I noticed how the wind was picking up, and I don't want to record these last few things. I can do a hanging hammock where you hang underneath the limb on that one. I've never really done that before. I've seen Josh from Hidden Hammock do that before, like just hanging under a bridge. And I just personally never done it. So yeah, and I got some rope I can actually use if I need to strap around. So that's a possibility. But if I can find, the bad thing about this kickstand is it's very tippy. Likes to tip over good. That's what used to keep throwing my phone out. So, sorry, I'm not doing the best camera work here. We got some pine trees, some Australian pines. Those are just good distance. But we sure do got a lot of wind coming up off this ocean here. It's a good spot though. That's all I'm happy. I'm happy. It's a good spot. We got abandoned buildings over here. And yeah, and we have Australian pines. We'll come out and look at the beach. Oh, by the way, it is already sunset. The sun is already set about 5 minutes ago. So what you're seeing is just dusk. All right, I'm off to find some trees here, guys, and set up home sweet home. And those are abandoned structures right there. I can tell from the roof and the fact that they're falling apart. I'm not saying that there's not a squatter in it. There's this one, but the next one over is the active horse ranch, pony ranch. And there's a. So I'm coming a little ways into the field, checking out these trees right here. And yeah, I'm gonna look through these trees right here and see if I can find something. The way the wind's blowing right now, guys, I think I need to actually prepare for a storm tonight. I'm gonna check the weather, make sure. The last time it called for rain. I mean, it's calling for rain this whole week, but last time, yesterday, it never did rain on me. And it actually ended up being very nice weather through the night. So anyway, I'm going to try and get something up quickly. All right, that's it. So I'm going to say goodnight, y'all, because I think the rest of this night's just going to be me getting this stuff up. And you'll see my camp in the morning. All right, peace out.